Wow. First of all, thank you all for being here. Look at this room. It's incredible. It's good for women's basketball, and I'm really conscious that a lot of you were here in Connecticut before everyone else was, covering this sport, 20 years ago. This is a really significant win, and it's a really significant win because of the stature of UConn's program and what Gino and Emma has done for our sport. I told them in there, for me, for my entire kind of high school and on, this is what basketball excellence was. This is what we saw, and it's challenged all of us to want to be better, to find players who want to be better and be that elite. And I don't think that's gone away. It doesn't matter to me, that they haven't won a championship in a couple of years. There's still a way that they prepare, a way that they play that makes you better, and it made us better. So that for me is really significant. And I will also say, relative to UConn, Sarah Strong's going to make a lot more game-winning shots than she ever misses. And when you win, you always have to think about the other side. That kid is so good. She had a chance to tie it. And for her, I think we all should know what a great player she is, and the future is incredibly bright. She's so hard to guard. I'm just really proud of our team. I can't say it in enough ways. When we lost to Notre Dame, it was really easy. It would have been really easy to blame people, to fracture apart, to listen to outside stuff. And I said, hey, as long as we stick together, this can make us better. And it has. It has, in every way. These two, as great as they are as players, and as gaudy as the numbers are, the way they show up every day is really impressive. And the team stuck together today. We punched first. We made a lot of shots. And when it got hard down the stretch, we held together, and no one got off the treadmill, which is something we talked about together. So really, really proud of a big win.
Alexa?
For either JuJu or Kiki, what do you guys think was the biggest thing that allowed you to stick together after that Notre Dame loss, to be able to, especially, given the game kind of back and forth tonight, really just come through and get a big win today?
I think handling adversity. We knew how it felt to be in such a big game and for it to not go our way. So I think with that, we didn't want the same thing to happen today. So we were really cognizant of putting our foot on the gas. At halftime, we were still it's 0-0, like we haven't won this game. So even when things got hard, I didn't make shots, we had turnovers, we were just one stop. And I think that's the biggest improvement that we've made from the first game, is just coming together even when things get hard and understanding that we practice every day, we've done the work, that we can trust that work. Then I think there's just a chip on our shoulder, losing to UConn in the Elite Eight last year, we didn't want that to happen again. So I think this game was super big for us, and we all just showed up today.
Second row?
Ben Hickman with The Athletic. JuJu, for you, right after the final buzzer, both of your hands kind of shot up and you faced your bench and the supporters who were there. Just what was going through your mind in that moment, and how significant was this victory?
Yeah, it feels great to get the dub always. I think it hit a little different knowing the history of last year and how they sent us home. So it was just great to see everybody that came out. I don't think I've ever played in front of so many people. So just to see my family here, all the SC fans, it meant the world.
Shotgun.
JuJu, you guys get up 18, and then I think it's a 16-minute stretch where you don't score and kind of the lead goes away. Mm-hmm. What went through your mind when they took the lead for you to kind of take over in that final stretch?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just poise. Just centering with each other and making sure we're all on the same page. I don't think we were ever really rattled. We knew what this team was capable of. They were going to go on runs, so it was just a matter of handling that and coming out on top.
Lindsay and Kiki, when you see JuJu playing the way that she was, especially at the start of the game, really getting you guys going, knocking down threes over defenders and stuff, just what is that like to witness and experience, and what does that also do for the team, just lighting a fire?
Yeah, I think playing with her, it brings a lot of confidence for our team, seeing her knock down shots and being fearless with the shots as well. I think Coach Lindsay said it best, is a lot of the things she does is super hard, but she makes it look so easy. So I think she really got us going on the offensive end, and then everybody else, we're on that run. So we wanted to make sure defensively we're getting stops, and then offensively taking care of the ball. But I think, we all know she is a superstar, so playing with her definitely relieves pressure on everybody else. And yeah, I think that really helped us start the game today.
Third row in the pink and then the white.
Cassandra Negley, Yahoo Sports. Coach, you talked about this game making you better. I know you won't know how much better until later on, but how did it make you better in the lead up, having a caliber game?
When you're in finals and you're having practices around that schedule that they have, it's really easy to keep their attention when they know we have UConn ahead. I said, to play elite competition, our practices have to be elite, and I thought we had some of the best practices leading up. That makes you better. I think the way that they challenge you, they make all 5 players defend. They make all 5 players sprint. And yet, at the same time, we also knew we had areas that we could attack them with, and I think it just got everyone, pumped up to play, but there was not a moment that we didn't practice as if we were about to play elite competition. That just makes you better every single time.
Gabriel?
Obviously, these two did the bulk of the scoring, but down the stretch, you had, Raya hit a shot. I think Kaylee had like an offensive foul. She drew.
Yeah.
Like, what did you think about the way everybody stepped up?
Yeah, Raya. So I think a lot of people talked about that, right? Like there's 2 mega stars or what have you on both teams, and all those players stepped up in the stat line. So a lot of times it's often going to come down to everyone else, and I thought a real difference was the 3-point line. The fact that we got 3 threes from Kennedy Smith and her defense, the fact that Kaylee Heckle came in and knocked down shots and did not at all play like a freshman. Raya has been our anchor in so many ways. To have a 6'5" kid who can be out there switching and guarding everyone and then get a critical bucket when she's just bigger than everyone. I think a lot of this comes down to the fact that it was an entire team win. I thought we got really good minutes from TBO and Avery. Like really, we just felt like it had to be a 5-player operation with whoever was on the court.
Doug, Kareem, Chuck.
Doug Farm with AP. I got one for you, Juju, and one for you, Lindsay. Juju, the big picture, this game was nationally televised, 2 great stars with you and Paige. You both had moments where you carried the game a bit. You had that block on her, I think, and you scored a layup in their end. Just what does it mean for women's basketball having a game like this?
Yeah, Paige is a excellent player, and I think it's just a testament to when you give women a platform, we're going to perform. And I think that tonight was an excellent game. I think playing, I was so kind of tired towards the end, but it was just beautiful to be a part of, and I couldn't imagine watching it. So super exciting, and I think as we continue to get games like this, we'll always show up.
And Lindsay, Kennedy came back tonight, so what does that mean to have her back in the rotation for you guys?
Yeah, it was a significant loss for us when she went out. I've said before, I think she's the best defensive freshman player I've had ever. And when we lost her, it was a blow to sort of some of the things we can do. And that said, it also gave other people really good minutes to get better. So Kaylee got better, Malia Samuels got better, Avery Howell got better. So now we're just a more complete team, with her coming back. She is a freak of nature. Just genetically and her work ethic. For her to come back after, a procedure that she had as quickly as she did, her competitive fire, I can't say enough about her and what she means to our team, and, credit to our medical staff as well. Everyone did a good job with that, and we're happy to have her back.
Kareem.
Kareem Copeland, Washington Post, for you, Kiki. Can you share some of the conversations you guys were having amongst yourselves as they're chipping away and kind of coming back in this atmosphere? That can be a lot, but you guys kind of responded, and can you share some of that conversation and how you guys were able to kind of not let them get over that hump?
Yeah, I think our confidence never wavered from the beginning of the game, and when things, started to go their way, it still never wavered. I think every single person that was on the floor, and even our bench, was always saying something. So it wasn't one person leading the team. Everybody had something of value to say, and we all trust each other. So I think it was just, again, like reiterating that we've done this before, we've done the work, there's nothing to worry about. We're really big on getting stops, and I think defense fuels us a lot. So even when things aren't going our way on offense, we're like, we can just get a stop on defense. So I think the biggest thing for us was our confidence remained the same throughout the game.
Shotgun.
Lindsay, going to school out here, seeing what Gino's done, what does this win mean to you personally?
Yeah, I told a story yesterday. I'll make it quick, but when I was at Brown and I was a senior, my mom had passed away a year before. My dad would come up a lot, and he came up for a home weekend, which was a Friday, Saturday. And on the Sunday, he's like, "What do you want to do today?" And I'm like, "Well, UConn and Tennessee are playing each other. You want to drive to Stores?" And he's like, "Okay." And it was sold out, and I was in that building and saw this atmosphere. And like for me now to bring a team here and to know we could do it, and then to actually do it, is incredibly meaningful. To see how far the game has come. But like I said, a lot of it, like the rest of the country's caught up with Stores, caught up with UConn in terms of valuing women's basketball. So to me, to see a place that valued women's basketball like that just made me believe that that can be spread across the country. And then to come here with players that, they believed in me, they believed in us, they believed in USC, and now to see JuJu and Kiki perform on this stage, it is really incredibly significant. I'm really happy for them. Not surprised, but just watching, their brilliance in front of this crowd is really meaningful.
Go right here, and then last two will be Alexa and Ben.
Yeah, Lindsay, second half when he went to a little smaller lineup, a lot of Shelley out there and Arnold, was that a look you were anticipating, or is that something that kind of came out of left field?
No, definitely not out of left field. I think he said it a couple times. I try to listen to everything people say in press conferences, but I think maybe it was after the Notre Dame game. He said, I got to go a little more Sarah at the 5, and it's an incredible matchup problem for people. You got 5 people who can shoot the 3. I'm looking at the box score. Like, in my mind, I felt like they hit like 10, 15 threes. Like, that's what it felt like, and there's only 6. But the threat of the 3 is there all the time. They're skilled players. So we knew it was a possibility. And then we had to think about, do we match and go small, or do we stay big? And again, I credit Rhea and Kiki with their ability to guard smaller players and still be switchable and try to punish people on the other end with their size. So expected him to do it, and it was hard. It was hard to match up to.
Alexa.
2 questions real quick. Lindsay, you mentioned the 3-point shooting. You guys had, I think, 7 threes at halftime, which was, I think, your
Huge
average for a game this season. So how much did you feel like you guys making shots helped out, even though the blowout was like that?
It's huge for us. I believe we can be a really good 3-point shooting team, and we've had games where we've made some and games where we haven't. But obviously that opens the floor for JuJu and Kiki in a way that almost nothing else does. Like, I can try to run stuff and move people. Just making shots is such a difference. I thought. Look at the assists. They both have 5 assists, I think. Ju and Kiki each had. Kiki had 6. I think when you can spray it to a shooter and they knock it down, next time they get a little more space and can operate it. That was really huge for us. And obviously JuJu hitting, all those early threes just got her going, and it was really important for us.
And then JuJu, I know you had talked about how much that loss in the Elite 8 is something that you hope to learn from and grow from. So, I know this is just a regular season game, but thinking about that moment to now, where do you feel like you've grown the most as a player in this first
Sorry. Sorry. Like you said, it was an Elite 8 game, so clearly it weighs differently. Last year it meant a little more, but I think in terms of kind of avenging that was important, and then I think that overall, just my IQ for the game. I'm lucky to be able to share the floor with Kiki and shooters that spread the floor even more for me. So super grateful for both of these years, and I'll just continue to work on and expand my game.
Last one, Ben.
Just for Lindsay, JuJu picked up her second foul, 123 to go on the first. Just what was your thought process in keeping her in the game at that point? Did you ever think about taking her out?
We have a year and a half of history now where I really trust her. It has paid off. If you call it again, it's paid off for me way more than it hasn't. Her body control is incredible. The fact that she can play as hard as she does and sort of take as much contact as she does and play so long without fouling is really sort of, I think, an untalked about part of her game. We've joked before about the big game at Stanford last year. She picked up 2 early fouls, and we rolled with it. Ju and I talk about it. We don't talk about it with Kiki. But she's proven time and time again that she can play with fouls, and I do think that's something that we just believe in her, and obviously we're better when she's on the floor. So try to get her out a little bit now and again, but we were going to roll with her.